All right, we got another fun update today. I went and messed with animations. What I'll show you here is I did this wave thing where you can create animations and you can kind of store that animation in like a wave itself or in a prefab, if you will, and you can reuse that in your timeline. So let me show you how that looks here, and then I'll show you how I did it. So I deleted the old enemies. I have new enemies here that you can kind of shoot and they come at you from a different angle now. Looks like I missed every one of those as they were coming through. But you can see that same wave that I created there, I also created on this other end. And now, yes, they're kind of flying through the mountain at me, but still pretty cool that I reused that same wave. So how did I actually do that? Well, if we look down here on the timeline, or even in the hierarchy, if you will, I have this timeline section. Let me kind of see if I can zoom in a little bit. And in that timeline section, I created not only the master timeline from before, but I have this enemy wave timeline. And what I did is I added 3 enemy ships to it. So I have 3 Vipers 1 and 3 Vipers 2. And I went into one of those and I said, okay, I'm going to animate those on a timeline. So if I unlock the timeline here, you can see that I have those 3 Vipers, which is what I'm calling the ships, animating through the scene. Okay. Then I grabbed that wave and I created a prefab in it. On the left-hand side, you'll see in my prefab area, I now have a wave, enemy waves area inside my prefab. And I have 3 Vipers in that as a prefab. So then I said, okay, I'm going to take those into my master timeline. And you'll see on the right-hand side here, I now have a master timeline that has a control track. And in that control track, I have the waves put in here twice and in different timings during the actual timeline itself. So the first one is obviously that one coming over that hill. And the second one is just right here on that edge where they're coming over kind of that second mountain range, or they're kind of flying directly through it. So I think that's really cool. You can adjust where they're coming from. You can just create an animation and reuse it as a prefab. I never know you could do that, but I thought that was super interesting. Makes it for a real interesting game when you're playing, and makes it easier. You know, makes me think of games like either wave-based games or even games that are more like, you know, tower defense or something like that, where you have that little unit that's kind of waving through or multiple units coming through. So anyway, super cool. Let me know if you learned something in the comments below. And yeah, that's it for today. So I'll see you tomorrow.